Alex goes, I've tried meeting with Kavos 5 times. He never shows up. And I watched that and I was like, you've never tried to meet me once.
Do you think if you met a lot of these people that you've done videos on, you'd have a different opinion of them or not?
Definitely not Alex. 100% not him.
Right.
Other people, sure.
But what if you sat down and had a debate with him? Would you not?
I've tried meeting up with Alex. I tried like having a talk with him. Like he doesn't want to talk to me. Alex doesn't want me to go near him like at all. Like it would not go well for him like at all. It wouldn't. Like it would just I would be able to cut him down and like break him down for everything he's done because he still has so much to take accountability for. I feel like still.
Yeah.
He just ignores things. You know. I did an interview with Slazzo, the guy who he falsely accused. And he messaged me that day. The way the interview came about is he messaged me going, "Thank you so much for just like having my side in that and like actually presenting the facts. Like unlike some people, I was like, oh, a bit of shade. Yeah. And I was like, but that's it, man. Like someone like Alex, he wouldn't come like near me for that at all. Like,
right. It's because what I'm confused about is you have your life outside YouTube, which is completely fine. That's always how I've tried to be as well. All of my mates are like, none of them are really YouTubers. I know like you could argue maybe Stevie is now and Alfie Indra is, but
but I've been brought into it rather than
I'd prefer to have my mates come into YouTube rather than already being in YouTube. So that's fine to have your life outside. But then if your life's so outside, why do you care enough about what them YouTubers are doing? If that makes sense.
Like what, Alex?
Yeah, so like because you even said you'd happily meet up with him.
Yeah.
And like why? Like why do you care? Like sure.
Well, there's also the entertainment aspect of it too.
So you'd meet up with him in if it was going to be a video. You wouldn't just meet up with him and chat.
I would too.
Right? Why?
I've known Alex for so long. I've known Alex of Alex. I think we've known each other for like 5-6 years. I have like some weird. It's like a relationship, man. Like you have some weird relationship with this guy you don't even know. He said a lot of stuff about me that's not true. He said that I tried to meet up with him 5 times on this podcast and it never happened. He was like, I tried to meet up with Kavos 5 times. He never shows up. He never once messaged me.
What, on this podcast?
On this podcast.
Yeah, I remember that. It's quite early on.
That's the reason I went to go meet him at Summer in the City, because he claimed that I went to meet him so many times and never showed up. So I was like, all right, if you're going to do a meet and greet there, I haven't been to a YouTube event. It was a shit event anyway. It was fucking weird.
Right.
But then I went and he, half an hour before his meet and greet, he cancels because he knew I was going.
Was that this year?
Last year.
The one that just went?
When was that?
Yeah, because Alex didn't go last year, did he? Because he was ill.
It was half hour before his meet and greet. He cancelled. He was ill. Half an hour before.
Yeah, it was last year because we were there.
Right. Okay.
It's the one we went to, and Alex, because I thought I was going to see Alex, and then I remember him tweeting saying he wasn't going.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so I'm confused. So what? He said that you were coming on the podcast?
No. So
I've lost it.
You were with KSI and Alex in this podcast.
Yeah.
And then you were talking about me for some reason. And then Alex goes, I've tried meeting with Kavos 5 times. He never shows up.
Like, I've meant to meet Kavos 5 times. That's never happened. He never turns up. Yeah. And I want to meet him. I'd like to have a conversation with him and go, why did you make the video?
And I watched that and I was like, you've never tried to meet me once. You never even reached out to me once.
Right.
So he claims that I've like bitched out of meeting up with him in real life. That was what he was trying to do. So I was like, okay, so I will go and meet you then and see, who's actually the bitch. And then he didn't show up.
Wow. So I want to try and organise this.
Yeah, you should, man.
Imagine that as an episode.
Yeah.
Just do it in here.
It'll be like the gloves are off. It'll be like me in the middle, and then you and Alex, and then you can even have a scrap if you want, as long as the referees...
As long as the cameras can see it as well.
Honestly.
What is it about him? I know you've got all your reasons. Let's hear him. Like, I'm just intrigued.
All the reasons. List them off.
Yeah.
Oh man. I think he doesn't take accountability for what he says or does.
Would you say, before you get to the other reasons, would you say that's the main thing?
Yeah, 100%.
So if he came out and was like, look, I've done this, I've done that, would that be fine with you?
That would be it. He's never, though. Even the apology to Slazzo was so dog shit as well. It was so bad. I hate that. I'm like, I'm the 100% the kind of guy, and I've been wrong in videos before, and I've done things that weren't right. And the minute that happens, I'll correct it, and I'll be like, look, I fucked up here. And that's it. Because I want people to be able to trust me as well with like the things I'm telling them. So how can they trust me if I won't take accountability if I'm wrong and try and correct it as much as I can? Right. So I'll always try and do that straight away because I have no problem with being wrong either. But Alex seems to have this huge problem with even like looking wrong a tiny bit. And he'll try and hide it from all his audience. Like the Slazzo stuff, he took over a month to apologize for. Like that's outrageous, man. That's like crazy to me. So yeah, that is the main thing. If he came out and made like a great apology, was kind of like, look, owning up to what he wanted, everything he done. In my eyes, I'd be like, okay, cool. What more can I get back? That's all I'd want. That's all I'd want to see. I want people like, you know, Christian and people who actually deserve the apologies to actually get the apologies that deserved as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if he did that, I'd probably be all right with Alex. I don't think I'd get on with him in real life. I
Yeah.
don't think we'd like connect in any way.
Yeah.
But, you know, that'd be it. I wouldn't really care. I'd still not like him, but
you'd be happy to debate him.
I would love to debate him. I'd love to. That'd be so great.
Shall we sort it out?
It would be a great episode. I think that's quite good of you to say that an apology would be enough, because there's a lot in cancel culture itself where they'll do something, they'll apologise, and they'll still go at him. It's
Yeah.
like, what more can they do at that point? It's quite weird, though, because I'd class myself as a friend of Alex's, but my good thing is that I'm not in the YouTube world at all.
Yeah.
And because I'm not a part of that drama, I get that he's done all this stuff. I don't know much about it, but because I don't care about it, he's not done anything to me.
Yeah.
But I can see if you're more involved in it, why it would be annoying.
I advised him at one point. I was like, you need to have a separate life because you do let the YouTube stuff consume you. And as this podcast has grown, my commentary shit really is sort of like dwindled out. So a lot of people, like, I genuinely thought today you'd ask me like why I haven't called him out. Like, and my kind of response to that would just be that I just don't care. So what interests me about you is what you do an array of videos about lots of different people. What has to be the criteria for you to go, okay, I'm going to do a video on this and then not on this one?
Yeah. So as entertainment and like relevancy of the topic is like a big one, and also how like it depends, because sometimes I like having fun with videos. Like some videos don't have to be so deep. Like the Alex one, I took a break after I made the new Alex one because I was like, I'm tired. I was like, I've had enough of like doing this for a little bit. I need to like reset, because that took a lot out of me as well, just to bring that back up and bring back them emotions again and like kind of get that back on track. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like talking about Alex. It's boring to me as well. But like when there's new stuff and like it's my manager getting involved, like there's so much stuff going on at that one time. I was like, I had to.
Well, if you don't like it, you can just not do it, no?
Yeah, I could not do it. No, I enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
I enjoy the videos, but like at the same time, it's Alex. It's like keep going in on Alex, keep going in on Alex. But I want to, because like I've got, you know, my manager Christian, who I'm close with, and I have people like who I feel like they deserve their name to be cleared as well. You know, people who deserve a bigger voice than what they have, and like what you gave him as well, which I rated that podcast so highly. I was like, and it was a great podcast too. I was like, giving someone like that a platform to actually, you know, say their piece and speak their mind, like that's the best thing you can do.
Right. Yeah, fair enough. What do you think of cancel culture?
I don't know. I don't know what it means. Like everyone uses the word cancel culture in like different ways. I feel like the meaning of it's got like skewed.
Right.
I think the old tweets and stuff like this is like bullshit. I think people should judge people, especially on old tweets, based on like what they're saying now and how they. Like I got called out for saying, I said the F word once, and then people, I'm Alex Towns, like, oh my god, you're so homophobic. I'm like, what do you mean I'm homophobic? What? Because I said it once in like a context of a gaming situation as well.
Yeah.
It was like, you know, I was a kid, and at the time, that's like, if you played games, that word was thrown around a lot.
Yeah.
It just was.
And when everyone was younger, like they've said it. They've said it. Like
it doesn't mean you're homophobic.
No.
You know, at all.
Yeah. Do you think it is possible to cancel someone or not?
No.
You don't?
No. I think Alex made me believe like the internet. I used to think the internet was like an unforgiving place. And it used to be. I'm pretty sure it used to be where if you did something wrong, you kind of just, that was it. You were done on the internet. People couldn't not even forgive you, but they'll just be like, nah, don't support this person. But now people like Jeffree Star, ImAllexx, like people who do all these like mad things, you know, still sell crazy merchandise, get crazy money. And I feel like people like who they like. You can have your opinion on them, but it's really hard to change someone's mind on someone. They have to be like really like do something insanely bad.
Surely you want people to be cancelled though, from what you do.
Nah, I don't want people to be cancelled. I'm not like begging for it. Apart from someone like Alex, who I'm trying to get accountability for.
What would happen if Alex suddenly got cancelled for you? Would you just go, oh, good, we move on?
I would
back to Ellen.
I would just be like, he deserves it. I'd be like, he deserved it.
Yeah.
But then if he did an apology, you'd be the complete opposite way and go, actually, fine,
if
he's
he did
done.
that's the thing about Alex is he has like he'll make these apologies. The one he made about Slazzo was just a wall of text. Yeah, you just look at it, you're like, great, someone typed this out for you. Pretty corporate stuff. If Alex has showed some sympathy, like empathy or emotion towards what he's done, people would be like, and a lot of people don't like Alex too. People would be a lot like more like, okay, cool, you know, you messed up, but that's okay. You know, maybe you're gonna change from it. And I don't think he's as bad now. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what he's like behind the scenes. I've heard some mad stories about Alex, to be fair, behind the scenes, which I'm not going to repeat because I think it was a private.
Yeah.
But all I will say is, if he just changed, if it's all about change when you apologize. You know, it's all about, has this person like changed going forward? Have they learned from their mistakes? And with Alex, because it kept coming up different times, like different accusations, false information coming up different times and time again. It's like, well, have you learned from like your other mistakes? Like,
Yeah.
And if they haven't, then how can you forgive them? You know?